Hey, Kevin Nix here. We are joined by the newest Democrat to get into the second congressional race in the Harris County area, Sima Ladjevardian. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful being here.
Great having you here. Listen, you just recently put your name in the hat to run for Congress, and brand new, first time.
Yes.
How's it going? What's your core message to voters? I think people want to get to know you, right? So, what do you want to let folks know?
Well, it's been really humbling past month since I declared, and I got in late because I've been committed to Beto O'Rourke's campaign. I met him on the Senate before he ran for Senate, and I was dedicated to helping him get elected in his Senate race and his presidential race. I have. My family and I come from Iran, and we fled because of political persecution, came to this incredible country because of the power and promise of the American dream that afforded to hardworking families. I perfected my English by watching a lot of Star Wars, went to law school, and I've been in Houston for over 30 years, raised two beautiful children, and have worked as an activist, as a political activist, really bringing different communities together to solve problems. I have helped Democrats and Democratic organizations up and down the ballots. And I truly believe that at this time, that American dream is in jeopardy for everybody. So it's very important for me to step up and be able to defend that. As a cancer survivor, what is very dear to my heart is healthcare. I've had to deal with all kinds of issues and have met so many people having to deal with healthcare issues, sitting hours and hours in hospitals. But what was very significant to me is that I didn't tell my kids about my cancer. And I always wanted to go home every night looking happy, making them feel safe. And one day after my treatment, I was feeling very nauseated, and I felt I'm going to go to the first pharmacy and just get a Zofran so that I can go home and be a mom and they won't get anxious. And I went to the pharmacy, and one pill cost $1,000. I was flabbergasted at that. I went home, I got my insurance card. When I got the pills, it was still very expensive, but at least it was covered. And I realized that with Dan Crenshaw, one of the things that he did, he campaigned on the premise of bringing down prescription drug prices, and he just voted against it about 10 days ago. And this is something that, healthcare is a human right. We cannot have people who have to decide between putting food on their table or having to pay for their prescription prices. And this is something that's very dear to me, and I want to go and fight for it.
So it sounds like your message is a message of unity, particularly
Absolutely.
around in order to get healthcare done in the district, in the state.
Absolutely.
And what else are you, beyond healthcare, because you do have a very good, compelling, unfortunate, but compelling personal story. What else are you, when you're around the district? I know on Facebook I saw you were knocking on doors, I think this past weekend.
Yeah.
What other concerns are you hearing from folks?
I think climate change is very real. When we live in Houston, we've had so many flooding the past several years, even after Harvey. I've personally swam home several times. I have many good friends whose houses have not been repaired. I've been involved in efforts trying to help them. Within this specific district, there are still houses and people who are still out of their houses. And Dan Crenshaw, even though he campaigned on this also, he has not really tried to help to bring federal money and help people get back on their feet. And we don't know the way it's going. We're going to get another flooding very soon, so we really need to be prepared, and that's an important thing for me. We need fighters for this district, and that's what I'm going to do.
I was going to ask you, why are you running against, what's the issue with Crenshaw? It sounds like he's not delivering on his promises that he made when he campaigned last summer.
Well, he voted against having more federal funding coming, and he just has not been around the district enough to talk to people. He really just has not voted for that.
I've heard DC Dan.
Well, he's DC Dan, like the image and the reality is completely different. He's so concerned about his national image. And, he's all up with big pharmaceuticals and big insurance companies. I don't think he really cares. He looks at this district as a stepping stone for him. And I'm here to represent the people of this district as gerrymandered as it is. Everybody has the same concern about having, good jobs, feeling safe going out, not being flooded, having prescription drug prices down, having health care for everybody. And he's just more worried about his image on national TV.
You have been in the race 3 weeks? I'm sorry.
Exactly a month.
A month.
Yes.
And, know you've raised a boatload of money, and I think you're going to make that announcement next week, but you're also going to open your campaign office next
Yes.
week. When is it? Who's going to be there?
So I've been very excited and humbled. Beto endorsed me on the first day that I announced. I've had Todd Litton, who's endorsed me, and many others. I've also there were a lot of volunteers on the Beto campaign that we became very good friends. And I have about 100 people helping me launch this. So we have grassroots leaders, elected officials, a lot of young people. It's going to be really exciting.
Is it open to the public?
It's open to the public. Please come. It's at 1401 Castle Court at 5:30, and I would love everybody to come. And
when?
It's Tuesday the 14th, so please come and join us.
Sima, thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful being here. Thanks, Kevin.